Hi there, I'm Alex Belinsky, and I'm excited to share with you some crazy, funny, and spiritual stories, all from the Nicaragua Managua mission. I hope you enjoy. From Wayne. Not a whole lot, really. I had a guy rip my watch off my wrist once. The joke was on him. It was a cheap plastic watch that I bought in Nicaragua that cost less than an American dollar. It would have cost him more to fix the band he just broke. Timothy. Being in Esteli during Hurricane Mitch, the roads collapsed and all power and communication was lost. Landslides, lots of deaths. Grant. Every time I drove in the 4-lane roundabouts. Taylor. Crossing the streets, especially if there were more than 2 lanes. We would cross 1 lane at a time as car would whiz by on both sides and often in both directions. Lionel. Just to see a man carrying a pig in a bicycle. Jonathan. Too numerous to count. Serving in Villa, Venezuela as a zone leader for 6 months and having to go to Rene Polanco, Reparto Chic, Villa Flor, and other neighborhoods that were notorious for gang violence was always a treat. From Wayne. A family knew that our chapel was really nice, and they felt that they didn't have nice enough clothes to attend. Fortunately, the heel of my shoe was coming off, so I was able to use it as a puppet as I told them that it didn't matter what they wore. Timothy, my companion and I were assigned to an area, but our house was in another area, so every day we would ride the bus from our house to that area. Every night we had to be sure to catch the last bus, or else it was a good hour walk home. One night we stayed too long in a discussion, and when we got to the bus stop, it was completely dark and quiet. We were crestfallen and debating on whether to start walking or wait, when far off down the deserted highway I saw blinking lights and heard a horn honking. When it got closer, the bus was honking the horn to the music, which was cranked up, had a disco ball inside, and the porters were singing at the top of their voices. It was the last bus of the evening to Tipitopa, and we were saved in style. That's so cool. Grant, it reminds me I was on a bus in Utah, and a guy did upside down dips on the front runner. Anyway, on the bus. Grant, packing 6 missionaries into a 2-person motor taxi on a preparation day. Taylor, let me start this by saying I am a 5'9" skinny white boy. While I was in the MTC, one of the guys in my district was a Maori from New Zealand. His name was Marcus Joseph. He taught the district how to do the haka, a war dance. So I am sitting at a Christmas in Nicaragua in the mission president's backyard, and I hear Elder Joseph, the Maori, say that he wants to do the haka for the president. So he starts collecting all the polys, and he remembers that he taught me how to do it. So he comes over to me, grabs me by my shoulders, and lifts me out of my chair and tells me I'm doing the haka with them. I positioned myself on one of the ends, hoping that no one would notice that I haven't done this dance in over a year. Later in the mission, one of my companions was at that dinner, and he took a picture of the polys doing the haka and conveniently cut me out of the frame. Lionel, to hear Indio Viejo as a food. Jonathan, for my 20th birthday while serving in Aka Walinka, our landlord, not a member, invited members, neighbors, and her family to celebrate. She had a mariachi band wake us up at 4 a.m. It was hilarious, but a lot of fun. From Wayne. Every time I could see that they understood clearly and accepted the teachings of Jesus Christ was a spiritual experience. This was my favorite part of the mission, when I could see that light turn on. Grant, seeing a recent convert bless his sick baby boy days after receiving the Melchizedek priesthood. Taylor, there were 4 of us walking down the street one day, and a guy's van was broken down, so we offered to push it for him. He only lived 2 or 3 blocks away. When we got there, his brother, who had helped us push, offered for us to come in and teach the guy. He had been an alcoholic. In the middle of the lesson, he got up and walked out. We later found out that he had felt the Spirit strong enough that he had started to cry, and since he didn't want us to see him crying, had gotten up. After teaching him for a while, his wife told us that he had once chased her around the house with a knife and was a very mean drunk. She told us that he had stopped drinking completely. After that, every time we showed up to the house to teach him, he was never there, and the rest of the family wouldn't let us in, so we decided to stop trying. About 2 weeks later, we were walking to church, and he pulled up in his van to apologize for not being there and told us to come the following day. We finished teaching them. Lionel, to see how a hermana in one of my areas healed a day after a priesthood blessing. Jonathan, watching the spiritually ready Nicaraguans develop a testimony, some of my best memories are involving members and their willingness to introduce us to their friends and family. At first, it seemed like they would not respond well or would put up a fight, but by giving them space and letting them progress through the discussions, the Spirit would touch their hearts and really let them know about the gospel. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed some of these stories from the Nicaragua Managua mission. And if you served in the Managua mission and you're willing to share some of your experiences, that would be awesome. You can go to preparetoserve.com/survey and just fill out as many or as few questions as you want in that Google form there, and that will add to the resource on the Nicaragua Managua mission page on Prepare to Serve. If you're willing to be video interviewed about your mission, we'd love to interview you in Utah sometime. You can just message us. Also, on the screen, you can see my wife has made some pretty awesome mission-specific and country-specific t-shirts through a company called Teespring. And they're really good quality t-shirts. My wife and I each have a few of these kinds of t-shirts that she designed, and they're super comfortable. And anyway, just wanted to let you know about that in case you want a t-shirt or want to get one for one of your loved ones. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.